Benin Lutaya is a Ugandan-born artist who has made a name for himself in South Africa's versatile art scene.
He was one of my first artists when I joined the Bag Factory as director, but I realised very quickly that he was an incredibly talented individual.
Recently, the BBC invited you to make and enter a short documentary for our competition, My World, part of the Superpower season. We received over 500 films, stories that you wanted to tell the world. Now we've divided them by continent, and here we present the best from Oceania and Africa.
This picture reminds me of where I'm coming from. Actually, during the residence, I was painting and I was wasting a lot of paint. And then when I started to paint again after winning the grant in 2011, these are some of the paintings of portraits I started with. This one, that one. From there, I continued to paint, and then I got to this level, whereby the big sheets of paper on which I've mixed color, I could come drawn on top of it, and then use colors to pull the picture out of it. You can see there I started to become more aggressive, more loose, like I'm not neat, smart, I'm becoming more expressive rather than trying to focus on getting the picture out. The entire surface becomes a playground. And in this one I said, why should all my paintings be straight? And then again with this one, it still worked. So I moved on, I wanted to create another painting that is similar to that. It did not come out, but it became more of a paper collage, and it also had its own direction. This is a piece that will be part of the Transgression show. Becoming a lot more loose, like I've seen in other paintings, more expressive. The work itself determines where I go rather than me determining where the picture is. Move back, you look if it impacts the picture in the right direction, and then sometimes it does what you didn't intend, but it works, and then you emphasize it, and then you can see the size is becoming bigger unlike before. But in most cases I work on a bigger surface, and then at the end, after the picture is finished, I crop it to fit what I want to say, and not to have the picture dominating, sharing the space with a lot of the negatives. I have most of my artworks are close-up, so I work on a large surface, and then after I've finished, and then I try to crop it to give it impact.
I like talking to him because he's quite a very wide person in terms of thinking and all that. And I think he's quite a mature individual.
I help, but it is also the marks I put there, the strokes, it's more intuitive thing.
Benin is an incredibly generous person. I mean, I think last year alone he donated over 150,000 rand to different South African charity organizations, including the Bag Factory, which is a not-for-profit organization. But he's also generous with his space and his time. He works a lot with the other artists. He has taken in some artists who don't have studio space and let them work with him for a while. So he's just an incredibly generous person, sharing in a variety of different ways.
It's a way of saying, in these images I'm exploring myself, where I'm coming from. So the portraits are of young people.